Right, so day 3. So the last couple of days, we're getting back to practice. We're breaking it down into manageable bite-sized chunks. We officially, and this can apply to any time that you've been out your practice for any reason, whether you've had maternity leave or you've had a break for any reason. But, if you start preparing at least 2 to 3 weeks before, doing an hour or so a day, it really is effortless. So in the first couple of days, we've looked at using Mailchimp in the first instance. So setting up a Mailchimp account so that you can start to really manage your return of your clients in a way that means you're not writing email after email after email, and also you're not sitting there looking and going, no one's answered me and I don't know why, and it turns out that the email never sent. Because in Mailchimp you actually get reports that tell you exactly who's opened, exactly who hasn't, etc. So yesterday we then looked on day 2, we also looked at online scheduling and setting up a simple free account for that. The software of choice was Acuity, not through any affiliation, just because that's what I use, so I understand it. And the idea of having online scheduling, again, these are all hacks that are going to save you tons of time. Actually upgrade your service to your clients. Your clients are going to go, this is way easier. I've got much more, because how many times do clients in the middle of the working day and realise they need to rearrange their appointment, but they know if you're a really good client and they know you well, they're like, oh, well, she's in with a client now, I can't disturb her now, I'll call her later. Then they forget, and then they get in bed at 10 o'clock at night and go, and I've called Tracy. Oh, okay, well, I'll text her now. And then you're in bed at 10, and then the next morning, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they can be in the middle of the working day and just pick up the phone and go, oh, hang on, I've got to change that appointment. Done. And it's all wonderful. So Acuity is amazing, but it also fits really well with the plan, because there is a plan, believe it or not, for this whole, kind of system that I'm teaching you now to get your people back. Because in your final email of the week, when you are inviting them to come to an appointment, that's when you're going to use the link from Acuity. So let's get it all set up now and get used to using it. So today, I gave you the first email to write on day 1, kind of how to say to them all, I am hoping to be back on the 12th. It's all dependent on the government, but what I'm doing now is give me your name now. If you know you want an appointment for sure, you are going to go on my priority wait list, so you are the first to be offered appointments on my return. And on the week of the 5th, as soon as we get our confirmation, you will be given an appointment. So they're all set up and they're all sitting there. So the next thing that happens is, and some people will say, oh, I've had 40 people respond, or I've had 10 people respond, so I've already I've got my first week of clients. So that means you can then plan your phased return. Because one of the things I'm also suggesting is a phased return to work. Because coming back after the big break to any kind of physical job or any kind of job, frankly, the first 2 days, it's a bit like, I've forgotten how to do it. And you haven't. It's like riding a bike. Once you get going, you're fine. But you have all that anxiety and you get really tired really quickly. So once you know how many clients are starting to come back, you might end up saying, I'm only going to do mornings or afternoons or 2 days or whatever. But then what you've got, because you can see them in your amazing reports out of Mailchimp, you can see who hasn't opened it. So then your question is, well, sorry, the ones who've opened it, that's the next stage. The ones who've opened it but haven't responded and haven't asked to go on the wait list. So they're your next target, because the ones who've already responded, you've got them, they're in the bank, okay? The ones who've opened but haven't responded, what's that saying? That's saying they were interested enough to open it, but something's stopping them from moving forward from that. And that can be a number of objections. And the first one is they're scared. They're scared to come back. Is it safe? So let's just presume they're just generally quite healthy, but they don't want to put themselves in it's close contact, all those other things. So they're a bit concerned about coming back. You might also have people who are actually shielding, who are there going, oh, I'd kill for a massage, but I didn't. It's not okay. And then you just got people who are just undecided yet. So we don't want to spam people, and you're not spamming people because these are your clients and you're offering them a service. So get that straight in your head. So what we're going to do, we're going to write another email today. And the aim of this email is, it's like, you know, hitting 10 bases at once. Because what we're going to do in this email is we're going to respond to the people who've responded to you. Yeah, to say how fantastic, wonderful, you're on the list. Then we're going to write in such a way that the people who are like, I really want one, but I'm scared, we're going to bust through their objections. And then what will happen is in the final email that goes out, we'll be targeting the ones who maybe really can't come because they're shielding. Okay, so that's the step-by-step email plan that really kind of gets to all the objections and hopefully gets them in your diary. So today's email is as simple as this. Hey, thank you for getting back to me. All the people who've responded, you are now, you've secured your place on the priority wait list, and these are the next steps. First of all, on the 6th of April, you will receive, and you need to decide which way you're going to do this, you will receive a link to book your appointment. Yeah? Make sure when you get that email that you respond to it really quickly, click on the link, get booked in quickly to make sure that you get your preferred time. When you do come back, this is what's going to happen. So this is the point where you start to tell, by the way, the people who are already booking in, what to expect when they arrive. These are my COVID secure protocols. On arrival, you will text me from outside. So this is, you know, one of the things that I teach in Typo and Take Your Practice Online as a COVID protocol. On arrival at the building, you will text me from outside to say that you're there. I will come and let you in. When you come in, this, and then whatever your protocols are, yeah? So be that we will bring you into the clinic room, I will leave you to get undressed, there will be a box, blah, 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 to put your clothes in with a lid on, and this is what you need to know. Everything is sanitized beforehand, there's disposable this, there's disposable that, Once you are on the table, I will come in, we will perform the treatment. During the treatment, I will be fully kitted out in appropriate PPE at all times. We may reposition you at times in a way to make things further secure. So for example, if there are facial treatments or treatments, parts of the treatment required on the face, then we may then bring you up off the bed and have you seated so that I can work from behind to do the stuff that, so this is just what we do with TMJ, yeah? So we'll work from behind so we can work, you know, so that it's safe. We're not breathing on you, you're not breathing on us, blah, blah, blah. Do you see what I mean? So this email is doing a couple of things. It's saying thank you for responding. You're now on the list. Here's the next steps. You'll get a link to book. And when you come in, this is what you can expect. So, and what I'm going to say to you, I know some of you guys have done these COVID trainings where you've gone and done like an online training in all these COVID secure protocols. So you can even include a copy of that, you know, screenshot that and put that in the email, because what you're doing in this email is you're telling them what to expect from you, what you expect from them, and you're going to send it to the whole list again. So the people who opened but didn't respond are going to get it as well, and they're going to open it again and go, well, what's this? And those ones who are a bit worried, and you might look at it and go, well, she's got everything covered. Actually, yeah, let me book in. I'll feel a lot better. I want you to remember something else. There'll be people who are getting vaccinated this weekend who might not have answered your email because, you know, the vaccine 3 to 4 weeks before you get your first, you know, level of protection. But by the time they've read a couple of more emails from you, they've had the vaccine and they'll go, well, actually, by the time I book in, you know, between having some vaccine protection and what she's doing here, actually, let me book in. This is totally fine. So that's what this email is going to be about. Okay. So can you see how that would be a great way to target those without looking like you're targeting them? And then what might happen is some of the ones who didn't open it at all, again, might look at it and go, well, what's this email? This is weird. She only emails once every blue moon. Must be something important happening, you know. So that's your job for today. So you create your own nice email. That's the gist of it. You do it in your own voice. You put your own protocols in there. If you've got a certificate, add it on so they can see you're serious. And that would be a good time to be saying to them, you know, we'll be, if you are going to do this, so you might want to actually say to them, you know, when you book in, what we'll be doing is we'll be doing your consultations beforehand to ensure that you, because this is another thing, we'll be doing your consultations beforehand over Zoom the day before, so that when you arrive, you have your full time on the table, because people watch the news too. So people will be hearing, people saying, oh, if you go for a treatment in that place, you can only have an hour. Well, it can take, I'm not going to lose 15, 20 minutes doing forms, all these extra forms. Yeah, it's not, I'm paying for an hour, I'm not going to get an hour. But if you're saying to them, we're actually going to deal with all that before you come, you're going to have your full time on the table, that's another objection that you can bust through for them. So you can reassure them that these are your protocols, and it's all about keeping their treatment as normal and as safe as you possibly can. And Joe's put there, you can inform them if you've had the vaccine too. Thanks, because that's one of the things that I was actually going to say is, you know, people getting the vaccine, people are not getting the vaccine. I'm not going to get into that debate. But if you have, it's worth a mention, just to let you know. So, you know, I'm getting my second, because I'm shielding, I'm getting my second one in May. So even if you got your first one, you can say, just to let you know, I have had my first dose of the vaccine. So there is a level of protection on my side as well. And, you know, if you've had both or whatever, because in terms of, you know, when we're talking about COVID in this situation, they're still finding out more and more what this vaccine is capable of. And at this point, as we record this, one of the things they've found is that it almost certainly does reduce transmission. That even if you take the virus in, your immune system destroys it before it can multiply to the point where you're gonna spread it out there. So, you know, it's not absolute science, but that's what they're saying. So yeah, brilliant. If, you know, if you're concerned about COVID, or they're concerned about COVID and you've been vaccinated, tell them. And that's just another level of protection for them. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to give you to do is go and check your treatment room. Now, for some of you, it might be going to the next room and have a look at it. For some of you, that might mean going on a little trip. But I highly encourage you to go and check your treatment room today or tomorrow. It can be a little trip out for you for the weekend. It's a business trip, yeah? It's something for your business. It's, to me, you know, I'm not saying go against the government or the law. You're allowed to travel, necessary travel for business. I'm really encouraging you to check out your treatment room tomorrow for things like, is everything okay? Is everything working okay? If your room is only used by you, it's been sat there for 3 months, go in, make sure everything's all right, give it a bit of an airing anyway while you're in there. Maybe give it a deep clean tomorrow, because then it's had its deep clean, which means, you know, the day before you go in to start, or even on the morning if you go in earlier, then you're still going to clean it, but you know it's had the deep clean. If other people are going to be using it in between, so if you share your room with a allied health professional, for example, who's using it now, then obviously you can't do that. But at the same time, they're in there every day deep cleaning it, so you haven't got to worry. But if it's your own room, go in, have a look around, try and look at it with client's eyes. How does it look? Give it a nice clean and a dust, and check your stock. Do you have enough gloves? Do you have enough shields? Is everything all right? You haven't got a big crack in your shield when you put it on your face. You know, you've got enough masks. Your linens, bring them home with you. Give them all a lovely wash now, yeah? And put them all in a bag secure to bring back. So what I'm trying to get you to do is do that this weekend, and then it's done. It's another job done. It's an hour. And that's another job ticked off your list. And yeah, as someone's just said, they check the salon every week. It's an insurance thing. So you have to run your water every week. Yeah, and that's to do with Legionnaires, isn't it? If the pipes haven't been emptied. So I know some of you might be doing that. I mean, my clinic in Liverpool, the whole building's been in use the whole time because we have talk therapists in there, and we've got an osteo and so on. So that's fine for that. But yeah, you know, that's all that kind of stuff. Get it done now. Because what I really want to aim for everyone who's returning to work, if you start, you know, 16, 17 days before, then ideally the week before you return to work, you won't have a lot to do. You won't have that last minute panic rush. If you go in today, check your stock, your aprons, your products, your, what are they called? I'm looking at mine over there and I can't reach them to show you them. No double dipping. You know what I'm talking about. Spatulas, that's it. Wooden spatulas, yeah? So even things like that, have you got enough of them? You know, you've got everything that you need. Because you're making promises in this email to people. We do it like this, and then you don't want to walk in even 4 or 5 days before you're open and go, holy crap, I don't have that, and I don't have that, and I'm not gonna get them in time before I open. So do that tomorrow. Get your email written today, send that off today, and then day 4, we will come back, we'll see how the response has been to those emails, and then we'll talk about the next steps of what you need to get ready for.